Hello folks, welcome to the 2015 Denver Auto Show. I'm your host John Rush. My son Richard Rush will be behind the camera for today's events. And we've got a lot of things in store for you today, so we encourage you to watch all the different videos that we have this year from the 2015 Denver Auto Show. It starts today, Wednesday, April 8th, and runs all the way through this coming Sunday, which I believe is the 13th, into that evening. So I encourage you to come out, check it out, and if you're watching these videos after the fact, this show typically runs every April here in the Denver market. So come with us. Look at all the cars we've got. We'll have a lot of the pictures up on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Drive Radio. But hey, come take a look at all the cars we've got to show you, and stay tuned. All right, fans, John Rush, Drive Radio. We're now at the 2015 Denver Auto Show, one of our first interviews of the day, and we happen to be in, as you can see, the GM booth. So we're in the Chevrolet booth specifically, talking to Craig Epling. We're going to actually go through the new 2016 Chevy Volt. So Craig's going to talk a little bit about what's new for the Volt for actually, is it 2016 or 17?
2016.
2016. And it's going to be second generation Volt. So some of you that know about the Volt probably know all of the ins and outs of the Volt. If you don't, I will tell you what, and this is just my personal opinion, the Volt is one of the most technologically advanced vehicles on the planet today. I'm sure Craig will agree with that, but let's find out why.
Well, why? You know, if you look at the Volt, and this is the second generation 2016 model, you think about what Volt owners wanted. Well, they drive 80% purely electric as it is now, saving a ton of fuel. You're able to plug it in, drive electrically. If your battery depletes, well, then it has a backup generator engine in it that creates electricity. So it doesn't drive the drive wheels, but then.
And stop there for just one moment, because we get kind of technical on our show, and for those of you on YouTube that are watching this, I want Craig to explain it. This is not, the Volt is not a hybrid. It isn't. Even though a lot of folks would call it that, that's not what it is. It's an electric vehicle with an onboard engine that acts as the generator, or is the generator to charge that battery that then drives the vehicle. Am I saying that correctly?
That's correct. And think of your advantages of that. If you're driving electrically and your battery depletes, well, how do you get home? This enables you to have about, with the 2016, a 420-mile range before you either have to charge or put more fuel in.
Okay.
So you have that capability of running electrically, saving that energy, plugging it in at night. You can even have an app on your phone that says, start charging, and I'm leaving at 7 in the morning, make sure it's charged by then.
Got it.
So the Volt owners were saying, okay, give us a little bit more. So styling-wise, the 2016's got that really nice updated look, both interior and exterior.
Okay.
And then also has a little better range. So think about now 50-mile range on approximately on your battery charge.
Which is up from around 30?
35 to 40-ish,
okay.
In that range. So you get a little bit more. The battery size is actually down 20% on weight, but yet 20% up on power.
So more efficiency
more
out of the
efficiency.
batteries.
And new updated electrical engines, motors as they call it, electrical. And what we should do is just take a look at
Let's
it.
do it.
Great. See it.
Let's do it. So Richard, come on over, and my son Richard is behind the camera today. We've actually got two of us now at the auto show, and Richard will just walk around and show the vehicle. And I would say that the styling is a little different. As you can see, they changed the back end of the Volt a little bit. Now we'll open this back door here in just a minute. Still a 4-passenger, or you're able to put a 3rd passenger in this back seat?
Yeah. If you look at it, you still have that battery pack that would go down the middle of the back seat.
Got it. Okay, so still a 4-passenger vehicle. Richard can open that door on that side. So 4-passenger vehicle, decent legroom. In fact, Richard, if you will, this seat, again, we do this all the time, this seat's all the way back. So those of you that are watching, this seat's pretty much back all the way. I still have got a couple of inches. I'm 5'10". Good room, and I will say, very, very luxurious feel. Lots of headroom. Craig, did they change the headroom in this back seat with the 2016 model?
Well, they did. If you look at the Volt, it's a little bit bigger, roomier, and so forth. So yes.
Okay. So for those of you looking, a little more headroom back here. I'm going to jump to the front seat where you guys can take a view of that. So grab this front seat, Richard. And for those of you watching, I've driven the previous generation Volt, had it for a week. Actually, I really enjoyed the car. When I said that it's one of the most technologically advanced vehicles, I meant that because I've actually driven it. I don't own a Volt, but I tell you what, it's a car that I would own. It works extremely well, and this new 2016 model, I think folks are going to be, very excited about. And Craig, real quick, what's your any idea on projected sales numbers for 2016, and/or what has the previous generation Volt done?
Well, the previous generation Volt, if you look at sales numbers, I think the total sales are 69,000 currently through the introduction. So Volt sales are good. You know, it always takes a little explanation on how it works, and that's what we're doing here today to help people understand the vehicle.
All right, folks, so this, again, 2016 Chevy Volt. Craig, when's it going to be at dealers, and when can folks actually get behind the wheel and drive it?
Well, look at it later this year. It's seeing it, and also we'd see it at the Denver Auto Show. You just got introduced at the Detroit Auto Show earlier this year, so we're fortunate to have it here at the Denver Auto Show for people to see. You know, these current vehicles are on sale now, and you know, get your quick peek at it here, and it'll be online, so read all about it.
All right, so go to your local Chevy dealer, tell them John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you. Hello, folks, John Rush, Drive Radio, my son Richard behind the camera, and again, we're at the Denver Auto Show doing a series of interviews today. Craig Epling is with us from GM, and we're actually right now, we didn't know this was going to be here this year for the Denver Auto Show. Craig didn't even know that. It's the 2016 Chevy Malibu, which just debuted last week at the New York Auto Show. So, Craig, I tell you what, the floor is yours. There's so many things on this vehicle. I don't know all about it. You do. Tell us what's going on with the Malibu.
Well, the Malibu is all new for 2016. So this is a brand new version of it, a little bit larger than the current one, and styling all new and gorgeous, if you ask me. Interior, exterior, all new. This is going to come available with 3 different powertrains.
Okay.
And think of one that's unique. It's going to be the hybrid version of this, and borrowing some technology from the Chevrolet Volt, where it'll actually have some electric motors. So as you pull away, you're going to go electric up to maybe 55 miles an hour, possibly. That you're going to drive electrically. And so
fuel economy is going to be
fuel economy, and what they're estimating maybe up to 49 miles per gallon. With the hybrid version.
Which, just so those of you listening understand, that's probably 10 miles to the gallon better than some of the cars it's going to compete with on the hybrid side of the fence. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, it is. And you know, we'll take a look at it, but the interior is gorgeous. You know, it really borrows some of the cues from, say, starting with the Impala with the interior, and we're, you know, looks that I noticed there, and the new center stack and so forth. And we'll talk a little bit about technology. So
okay, let's do it. Let's take a look. All right, so again, we're 2016 Chevy Malibu. Craig's going to walk us through the car, and we're getting a little closer. We'll get you some close-up shots of, you know, the back end, the front end, and you know, as always, looks are all in the eye of the beholder, but I will tell you, I think the car looks really, really well. I can see just from looking at it right now, and Craig, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like the wheelbase has been extended slightly. Back seat looks to me like, it's, you know, according to the back door, and we'll look inside in a moment, looks like there's plenty of room in the back seat. Let's talk about some of the interior features.
There is. And, you know, you look at it, it's a little roomier, as you mentioned, and really the interior here, we'll take a look at the at the front area. Look, all new look to it. You know, new design. This brown,
nice
looks like
soft touch
cashmere on type leather, and it's very nice. And technology-wise, you know, in a lot of our vehicles, we now have 30 models that have 4G LTE capability.
Which means they basically have their own built-in Wi-Fi spot that if you've got kids in the back seat with iPads or even a passenger, you've got the ability through that LTE to just connect just like you would at home and have your own built-in network.
We do. Up to 8 devices at one time. You can share your plan. If you have an AT&T plan, you can share your minutes with that.
Got it.
Or purchase through OnStar on that.
Got it.
And you also have remote link. I can connect with my vehicle. My vehicle's at an airport, and I can connect and say, oh, if I got to lock the doors, I press a button, I lock the doors. Or, you know, I can check fuel level and such. You know, all from your phone.
Very cool.
Anywhere you go. One feature the new Malibu is going to have is called Teen Driving.
Okay.
You know, to promote safe driving with your teens that might be just starting out driving, we have it where the parents can put a pin in there, and it will monitor things of their driving habits.
Got it.
One of the things if they don't have, say if you have 2 people in the front seat, one of them's not buckled in, it mutes the radio. So think about, you know, they're going to notice something like that. It's got audio and video alerts there. It will also, you can monitor and say, all right, top speed. If it exceeds that, it'll give an alert. And then also the parent can have their pin on there and check the driving habits.
Got it. There's some great features for your teens. Tell you what, Craig, open up the back door if you would, and let's look inside the back seat, because again, it looks to me like it's got a very roomy back seat, and it does. If you look at that right now, very, very roomy interior. And I will say this, not just because Craig's standing here, I love the look of this two-tone brown interior, the saddle brown with the lighter tan interior. Really, really looks good. One thing I also have noticed, and we talk about this a lot on our videos, is the entrance and egress right here for you ladies, especially getting in and out with a skirt, anything along those lines. This makes it really easy. There's not a hump that you're trying to slide around. That's a really nice feature for those of you that would be in the back seat. So Richard, why don't you take a walk around the rest of it. Let's show folks what the back end, the front end look like. And we get around to the front, there's something I want to ask Craig about as soon as we get up to that direction. And as you can see, very, very sleek look, very aerodynamic. And as we talked earlier, the hybrid version of this vehicle getting up into the 50 mile to the gallon mark. Very, very cool. When's this going to be at dealerships where people will actually see it firsthand?
We're looking at this as late this coming year,
Okay.
early next year.
Okay, so late this year, early next year. If you want to get a sneak peek, come on down to the Denver Auto Show and check it out. You'll be able to see it firsthand. But again, John and Richard Rush, Drive Radio. If you do go to your local dealer, please tell them that we sent you. All right, folks, John and Richard Rush. Richard's behind the camera. I'm your host, John Rush. We're at the Denver Auto Show and doing a series of interviews today with all the different manufacturers that are here. We've got Craig Epling with us, and we're going to talk about another particular vehicle today. And Craig, I'm just going to let you introduce it. It's a 2015 model. It looks like a truck to me. What's so special about this model truck?
Well, this is just introduced, so it's the first time it's shown to the public here at the Denver Auto Show, and it's a 2015 Silverado Custom Sport HD. So
Okay.
heavy-duty truck. We have introduced the light-duty version, but what you're going to get, if you got a heavy-duty truck, sometimes you want a little sporty look to it as well. So we have the color key bumpers and grille.
That's nice.
And then you also get the aluminum wheels. You get a choice of 3 different size wheels, and you can get it in the diesel version or
So 17s, 18s, 20s. Am I thinking of that correctly?
in that range.
Okay.
And then it's available in 2 colors, black or white.
Okay, so black. So those of you that like this color, that's great. You can get a white one also. So it's black or white. Those are the only 2 colors you get.
So making its debut today, this is the first time it's going to be seen by the public.
It's a very good looking truck. Let's take a quick walk around it, Richard, and just kind of show folks what it looks like. And I own one of these trucks. I have a 2012 version of the Duramax, and I'll tell you, it's one of the trucks in our fleet that I had a question from somebody the other day. Which trucks do we spend the least amount of money on the fleet? And right now, Chevrolet is beating all of them because we spend the least amount of money as a fleet on our Chevy trucks as I do our Dodges and our Fords. So if that's a testament to the Chevy quality, the Duramax, the Allison engine, the way they do their DEF system. Just overall, the truck's really great, and this new body style, as you can see, is just fantastic. Built-in steps into the bumper. One thing I'd like to show you guys, we show this often, but when you lower the tailgate, it's all what I would call automatic. It doesn't just slam down. It's a nice, soft touch to the tailgate. Helps you also in assisting on the way back up. Really a great truck. Craig, when's this going to hit the showroom floors?
This will be out later this year.
Okay, so later this year, you can get this particular truck, black or white. Hope you like one of those 2 colors. I'm a white fan, so I will probably look at this in the white color. Really like this truck. It's a great vehicle. Again, check this out at your local Chevy dealer later this year. And I've been your host, John Rush, my son Richard behind the camera. If you go see this truck, tell them that we sent you from Drive Radio. All right, John Rush, Drive Radio. We're live at the Denver Auto Show doing some interviews today. And as you can see, we're now in the GMC booth. Craig Epling is still joining us and helping us out as we go through all the different cars that are here and doing some critiques of some of the newer things that they've got. And as you can see right now, 2016 Terrain. Not a totally new car, but they've done some upgrades on it. Craig, tell us about that.
Well, you get the 2016, you get the GMC Terrain and also the Chevrolet Equinox.
Got it.
Out later this fall is a 2016 model. A couple of little things, it's time to update styling, so we gave it a new, fresh look to it. You also have the LED running lamps, a little bit different interior look to it as far as the instrument panel and so forth. So a great new time to look at it and say it's kind of refreshed.
Passenger-wise, mainly a 5-passenger vehicle, 4 comfortably, 5 if there's somebody smaller in the back seat. Still a lot of room for luggage in the rear. And again, just 2 different looks. I will say that. There's one thing about GMC and Chevrolet now is they don't look the same with just different badging. They do have a different look. This vehicle's got a little bit different fender look to it than what you're going to find on the Equinox. Same thing on Acadia versus the Traverse. Just 2 different looks. Same platform, but they just look different depending upon what your taste is. Good way to say that?
That's perfect.
Okay. All right, Richard, if you would, why don't you just kind of take a real quick quick walk around it, show folks how it looks, and I appreciate Craig taking time for us today, and it's been an enjoyable day so far. So again, the Denver Auto Show, come on out, see all the new vehicles that are here, Chevrolet, GMC, Buick, all the different things that GM's got to offer. They're all out here, and there's some vehicles here that you will not find at the dealership, so I'd encourage you to come out to the Denver Auto Show and check it out. If you're watching these vehicles later on after the auto show, please go to your Chevrolet, GMC, Buick dealer. Let them know that John and Richard Rush sent you from Drive Radio. And with that, keep watching. We'll have more reviews for you. All right, folks, we're at the Denver Auto Show. John Rush, your host, Drive Radio. My son Richard Rush is behind the camera. And we've got the new Buick Cascada, and Kathy is with us. Did I say that correctly?
You did.
All right, perfect. All right, so she's going to talk to us about a new convertible from Buick, which Buick hasn't had in 25 years. So let's talk about the new Buick, and it's actually a really good looking car, so walk us through it.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very glad to be going topless once again. This car will be in dealerships early next year.
Okay.
So very soon, so it'll be on time for summer and spring.
Okay.
We're looking at a vehicle that'll be very highly consumptive, right?
Okay.
You're going to have a 1.6 liter, 200 horsepower turbo engine.
Okay.
You're going to have leather. You're going to have 20-inch wheel standard from the very beginning. So you're looking at a vehicle that'll, one, be very different in that segment, but two, will be offering you quite a lot for your money.
Got it. Can you say price point at this point, or do you know?
Can't discuss the price just now, but I can say this. You're looking at a size of a vehicle that's a bit bigger, so mid-size, light, that'll be priced a bit more on the compact level.
Okay.
So again,
Fair
with
enough.
the value.
Fair enough.
Technology-wise, very interesting. This roof is a soft top.
Okay.
And will be retractable at up to 31 miles per hour
Okay.
in 17 seconds.
Wow. So did you hear that? 17 seconds, retractable roof, up and down, up to 35 miles an hour. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's walk around the.
Sure.
Give us some of just the looks, and give Richard an opportunity to kind of get around the entire car. It's got a really nice, I think, sporty look. They've done a good job with the lines on the side, and it's hard to maybe see in the camera, but this side line, in fact, can I jump in here real quick? So this side line right here, it's hard to maybe pick this up in the camera. This is not just a line in the car. This is actually beveled at about a 45-degree angle to make this line, and then it drops back down, gives it a really, really good look, because this isn't just a protruding line. It really, if you can see in the camera, really slopes down, gives it a really, really nice look. And this is always a question on convertibles. Yep. Trunk space. You're going to be able to put 2 golf bags in it. What's going to be in the trunk?
So let me start first with the design and the whole dimension, right? This vehicle does not share any other sheet metal with sedans that we offer.
Got it.
It was made from the very ground up to be a convertible.
Okay.
So that's why you're noticing lines that are very refined. They belong there. You're looking at the back of the vehicle. It's completely flat.
Right.
You'll see a lot of convertibles where you'll have the bottom.
Correct.
Right?
Where they hide the top.
Correct. Well, we don't need that because it was designed to be a convertible from the start. You're able to completely flat.
Got it.
When it comes to storage, we actually will have more storage capability than the BMW 2 Series convertible.
Okay.
You will be able to put 1 golf bag comfortably there, even when the roof is down.
Got it.
If you want to have 2 or more, you'll be able to press 2 very simple buttons that are inside that'll make fold both of the rear seats completely flat. Okay. So the amount of storage that you get with this car is very versatile.
Got it.
So you don't need to be,
Okay, so what you just said is I have to believe a first in the convertible realm, because most convertibles, you're really limited to what's behind the top as far as storage. What you're saying is you'll have the ability to actually move these seats flat and use that space for storage. So if you've got 2 people, my wife, for example, and I want to take a little longer trip, throw all your luggage in the back, golf bags, whatever back here, and away you go.
Correct.
Very nice.
Yes. When it comes to the versatility inside, you also have some technologies to enable you to access the rear very easily. So we have something called easy entry. Okay. So as soon as you will, so this vehicle is not powered, but as soon as you'll do this, the seat will go automatically on its own. And as soon as you do this, it'll go back on its own.
Got it.
As soon as you close the door when you sit, you're gonna have this arm that comes out and presents the seatbelt to you. So they're called seatbelt presenters. So these are all technologies that'll, again, enhance your experience. Comfort is very important to our consumers, but let's not forget, the convertible buyer is a very different type of buyer, right? They tend to be very loyal to the convertible segment, not so much to the brand. So it's a huge opportunity for people.
Because they just want to travel with the top down.
They want to travel with the top down. They want something different. Design is very important, and the power. We've got the turbo engine. It's going to be plenty. We have the comfort. We want to be different. We're offering these technologies that'll enhance that, and once again, hopefully bring them to the Buick brand, like we've been seeing for a lot of our new customers.
Very nice. Some things I've seen, and Richard, if you can jump up here, I want to show a couple of things on the interior real quick while we're here. It's something that you don't often see. And I know the back seat of a convertible typically isn't a real big deal, but if you'll look, there's actually a recess in the panel back here for the back where you've actually got room to put your arm. One of the little softer touches, I guess, that I noticed. Again, this is a 2-seat rear, and you can see from looking down, you know,
I mean, these seats,
these seats you have to move forward a little bit to give some leg room, but there is ample room in the back for, you know, 4 full-size adults to sit in here, and it's really, they've done a really nice job. This is very, very nice apportionments, nice soft touch in the dash. The stitching looks really well, and again, this car is not powered up, so we can't get in it and, you know, actually feel all of that, but nice controls on the steering wheel.
And 4G.
4G LTE all around, which we just learned about in one of the previous videos, so go watch that if you'd like to on the Malibu. We talk all about that there. Very, very cool. And this is at the Denver Auto Show right now. And you, again, refresh our memories. When are you going to see this in dealerships?
We're going to see this in dealerships early next year.
So early 2016.
For the spring.
Awesome. So spring of 2016, you'll be able to have the Buick Cascada. Did I say that right?
You did.
All right, and we're going to be back with some more videos. Keep watching. We're live at the Denver Auto Show. John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio.
Hello everyone, Richard Rush here for the closing of the 2015 Denver Auto Show press portion. Not the auto show itself, that does close this Sunday evening, I believe April 13th. So we encourage you to check it out. We also encourage you to check out our YouTube videos that we have from this show. We have some one-on-one videos with some General Motors folks and press people. They did a great job at showing us actually 6 new vehicles that they have that aren't even on showroom floor. So again, another reason to get out here. We also have different press interviews from a lot of different manufacturers that gave a lot of different helpful hints in regards to what's coming, what is actually out new, and what's new about the certain cars. But really the best thing that you can do is get out, see this great show. We have right behind me is a new Audi R8. There's Lexus here, BMW, Ferrari, Lamborghini, a lot of different manufacturers, from the cheapest of the cheap of a $19,000 car to I think we found a $110,000 Range Rover back in the back over there. So head to the Denver Auto Show, check it out. We really encourage you, and as always, check out our other reviews, our car reviews, and if you have any questions or comments, let us know. Thanks for joining us, and again, I'm Richard Rush with my dad, John Rush, Drive Radio. Thanks for tuning in.